Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's presentation, we will discuss simplifying radicals. Before we continue, please visit my channel for more math lessons and tutorials. Thank you.
Have you ever wondered how these answers shows up on your calculator, and you ask yourself, if you could also do it on your own? I'd say, why not? Let's try this as an example, the square root of 50 plus the square root of 98 minus the square root of 32. We can rewrite 50 as 25 times 2, 98 as 49 times 2, and 32 as 16 times 2. Now, the square root of 25 is 5, so we can put it outside the square root. And, the square root of 49 is 7, so we can put it outside the square root. Also, the square root of 16 is 4, so we can put it outside the square root. If we will add 5 plus 7, we get 12 square root of 2, and we need to subtract 4 from 12 to get the answer, 8 square root of 2. And now, if we have cube roots like the example below, the process is still the same. We can rewrite 81 as 27 times 3, and 192 as 64 times 3. And, the cube root of 27 is 3, so we can put it outside the cube root. Also, the cube root of 64 is 4, so we can put it outside the cube root. Since we have the 5 outside the cube root waiting for the 3, we need to multiply 5 times 3, and this is equal to 15. Same with the 2 outside the cube root, this will be 2 times 4, and this will be equal to 8. So, 15 minus 8 is equal to 7. And the answer is, 7 cube root of 3. Having fractions with radicals in the denominator will introduce a different process. We call this process, rationalizing the denominator, because radical expressions are irrational and it needs to be rationalized to be simplified. Take 10 over the square root of 5 for example. We can multiply the fraction by the square root of 5 over the square root of 5, this is basically equal to 1, so we are not actually changing the value of 10 over the square root of 5. To do this, we multiply the numerators, 10 times the square root of 5, and multiply the denominators, square root of 5 times the square root of 5, so we will have 10 square root of 5 over 5. And, 10 over 5 is equal to 2, so the answer is, 2 square root of 5. I have a similar example, using the same process of multiplying by the same radical expression in the numerator and denominator, equal to the radical in the denominator of the given fraction. Now, what if we have two terms in the denominator? Here, we will use the concept of the special product of the sum and difference of binomials. And, we will apply it to the conjugate of the denominator. So, if we will rationalize 8 over 3 plus the square root of 5, we need to get the conjugate of the denominator. How do we get the conjugate of the denominator? Look here carefully, the conjugate of the denominator is using the same first term but opposite signs of the second term. So if the denominator is 3 plus the square root of 5, the conjugate is 3 minus the square root of 5. And the numerator and denominator must be the same so that it would just be a value of 1. And multiplying by 1 does not change the value of a quantity. To multiply this, we multiply the numerator times the numerator, and we multiply the denominator times the denominator. We will distribute 8 to the quantity 3 minus the square root of 5, and the denominator will be the difference of two squares. After that, we can simplify it to 6 minus 2 square root of 5. Okay, let's try an exercise. You can try to do this first, pause this video and check your work after you answer. Okay, we will multiply this with the rationalizing factor, the conjugate of the denominator is 1 minus square root of 2, on the numerator and denominator. We will multiply and then simplify, and it will give us the answer, negative 3 plus 3 square root of 2. The process will be the same if we have two terms in the numerator and denominator. We will multiply this with the rationalizing factor. The conjugate of the denominator is 3 minus square root of 7, on the numerator and denominator. In multiplying the numerator, we will use the FOIL method. Multiply the first terms, outer terms, inner terms, and the last terms, while the denominator is the difference of two squares. We will then simplify, and it will give us the answer, 7 minus 2 square root of 7. Okay, let's try an exercise. You can try to do this first, pause this video and check your work after you answer. We will multiply this with the rationalizing factor. The conjugate of the denominator is 1 minus square root of 2, on the numerator and denominator. In multiplying the numerator, we will use the FOIL method. Multiply the first terms, outer terms, inner terms, and the last terms, while the denominator is the difference of two squares. We will then simplify, and it will give us the answer, negative 5 plus 4 square root of 2. I hope I was able to help you learn how to simplify radicals.
Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. Also, click the bell icon to get notified when I upload my next videos. Please share this video with your friends. Have a nice day!